can hear you.
Awesome.
Can hear you.
Did anybody get to make snowmen?
No, not the right kind of snow.
No. Somebody share something fun you did over the weekend.
I got to shovel my first driveway.
Yeah.
Nothing. I did nothing. That was super fun. This is Deanna.
Hey, Deanna. I love it. And sometimes doing nothing is exactly what we need to do, right? All right. We are getting our slides squared away. Been a while since we've been all Zoom, so bear with me as I adjust. All right. Here we go.
Ariel, I think I've got it shared. Is it looking good on your end? Can everybody see the slides?
Yeah, it sure is. And thank you so much for helping me, Jonathan. It's hard to control the slides and present at the same time. So yeah, you're good to go. We can get started with the first one if you'd like.
Yeah, let me just, hey, Emily, I see that you're here. Can I tag you in to watch the chat? My screen is completely taken over by the slides.
Yep, that's fine.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Teamwork makes the dream work. So if you've got questions or comments, I do not mind being interrupted at all. Just pop in. We'd love to hear from the team. It is challenging sometimes when we're completely over Zoom to get the energy up. So I appreciate participation and we want to hear from you. All right, so we know that our mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. It is our goal to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers. And then, as always, if everybody can say this with me, whether on mute or in your mind or on Zoom, God, family, and then business. What sets us apart from many of the other real estate companies out there is that we've got a belief system that we operate by. This is something that we talk about in our career nights and with new folks coming on. As you can imagine, with almost 300 agents, not everybody sees everything the same way all the time. And what a boring world that would be. So when we have maybe differences in perspective or opinions, this is the belief system that we do our very best to operate by. And I love just everything about it. This is truly how I aspire to live my life. And nobody's perfect, but we do seek for a win-win or no deal, integrity, do the right thing. Our customers always come first, and our customers are our agents also, not just our clients, our buyers, and our sellers. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. This is one thing that I tell myself on a weekly basis. I know that one of my challenges is that I like to move forward fast, and sometimes that keeps me from seeking first to understand. So this is one that I think about a lot. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all, and success results through people. So we are a technology company that provides the real estate platform that our agents, buyers, and sellers prefer. We think like a top producer, act like a trainer consultant, and focus all of our activities on service, productivity, and profitability. Does anyone have a mission moment that you would like to share? So we like to start off by sharing how you plan to better the lives of your coworkers, clients, and those around you this year. And I would love to hear if somebody has anything they'd like to share on their 2022 mission moment. Who's got something for me? What are you focused on with your coworkers, clients, family, those around you this year? I can call on somebody. I know you got something. Mission moment. I know one thing that I've got on the list this year, I've had some absolutely amazing MAPS coaches throughout my real estate career. I got my first coach in 2014, about a year, maybe a little less than a year into the business. And it has always been my goal to pay it forward and to become a great MAPS coach myself. And I am officially a MAPS leadership coach now. So that's one way I look forward to improving the lives of those around me. Anybody else have a mission moment? Do I need to make you stand up and do jumping jacks with me or something? Come on now. All right. Emily, would you like to go over our birthdays?
Sure. All right, we have lots of birthdays in January. We have Jennifer Turner, Tina Forbes, Lisa Isley, Rebecca Mathewson, Demetra Zangosius, Jennifer Hill, David Eggleston, Bobby Harris, Christy Donaldson, Tori Apple, Deetra Cox, Mary Elizabeth Wooten, Jay McCann, Cameron Reed, Lauren Alinsky, Sanjala Phillips, Marcy Root, Elizabeth Howell, Brittany Klutz, Jay Wren, Julianne Hall, Katie Emery, Nora Sinna, Mike Zora, Rucker Dudley, Karen Ward, and Ayla Olson. Woo! Happy birthday, guys.
Glad you've been born.
That's right. Then we have work anniversaries. We have Josh Atkins, Mackenzie Brown, Daniel Bird, Gregory Cologne, Mandolin Cannon, Daniel Culberson, Angelica Dennis, Lauren Alinsky, Amber Havalas, Hannah Hedden, Victoria Hedden, Crystal Kelly, Tammy Corey, Richard Loftus, Christy May, Megan McCann, Kayla Phillips, Terry Poteet, Patricia Roberts, Richard Smith, Lester Triplett, Chad Wallen, Allison Weinstock, Judy Weinstock, Rebecca Witherspoon, and Chris Young. We are so happy that you guys are with our family. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Do we have any bucket fills?
There's gotta be people out there who are grateful. Come on.
Work with me, work with me. Bucket fills. We might be sitting on this slide for the next 50 minutes, Emily. I know somebody has a bucket fill. Come on.
You gotta be grateful. There's so much to be grateful for. Anybody?
What's
I'm
a bucket fill?
grateful.
Oh, what a great question, Christy. Before you go, a bucket fill is just sharing gratitude with anybody that you can think of. It's exactly that. You're filling somebody else's bucket.
I can fill Ashley's bucket because she is absolutely amazing, helpful, always smiling, always friendly, and always gets it done anytime I ask. And then I'd like to say I love the fact that we have Jonathan now.
Agreed.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Christy.
Two wonderful additions to our team.
I want to fill Jonathan's bucket as well. He worked really hard this past week to solve an issue that was going on with the internet over in the Hillsborough office, and he was on it. So thank you, Jonathan.
Woohoo. Woo-hoo.
I would like to bucket fill our staff for you guys always being there to help us with everything we need. And I see Dreama Howard on our call here, and I would like to bucket fill her for her encouragement and always just building me up and making me feel just very special. And I just thank her for that.
Thank you so much, Tammy.
Thank you.
We have any other bucket fills before we move on? All right. Big welcome to the KW family. Ashton Dixon, Tyler Jernigan, David Sawyers, Judith Street, and Linda Watts. Welcome. KW virtual hugs. Hopefully our next team meeting will be in person and Zoom alike. So can't wait to get to meet you all face to face. We have some $1 million celebrations right off the bat going into the year. So these are our individual $1 Million Club earnees, if you will. Patricia Roberts, Gary, Emily Overman, Mary Donnell, Donna Donovan, Chloe Enoch, Ethiel, Wendy, Flamania, Margaret, and Ashley Williams. And I just have to say, everybody who hits these next few slides, it has just been between illness, and not only do we have a surge in COVID, we've got the flu going through some people's households, and just everything that we've had going on in the world. And for you all to achieve $1 Million Club right off the bat in January, that's just awesome. I know that you're working very hard, and we're grateful to be in business with you. So we jump from individual to individual $3 Million Club, and that is a big, huge congratulations to Robbie Cavender and team. All right. We've got team and group $1 Million Club, Ashley and Rob Williams, the Carolina expansion team, the Wooten home team, Roger and Terry Abbott, and hey, Christy May. Congratulations, team and group $1 Million Club. So we move to the $2 Million Club, Sandy Sparks sales team, the Gibson group, Hazar home team, and the Rachel Z team. Congratulations. We go from 2 to 4. That's a big, huge shout out to the Judy Weinstock team. What an amazing month you had. And then Amber and team over at the A team, $5 Million Club. Wow.
Woo! Crazy. Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations. So we've got our numbers up. I'm sorry, words escaped me. And as we work through or look through these numbers, think about, what do you think is affecting your business, positive or negative? Are you in line with these numbers? Are you over these numbers, under the numbers? What stories do you have in regards to that? Do you see opportunities for growth in your own business? And then what deserves to be celebrated? So month over month, we are 13% up on closed units, 37% up on closed volume. We're slightly down on listings taken, 8% month over month. Listing taken volume is actually up 20%. Listings sold are up 17.6%. Listing sold volume up 51.7%, almost 52%. Contracts written up 18.9%. And contracts written volume up 53%. Closed GCI up 36%. And
Amazing.
I believe, let me check my sheets real fast. GCI per agent is up 30.7% over the last year. So I would ask you to think about what other position or company or job do you know of that you've got friends or family at that got a 30% increase, almost 31% increase over last year. That's definitely something to celebrate. So that was GCI per agent. If you don't know, we are in a company that practices an open book policy. And what that means is that each month we meet as a group with our board of directors, also known as the Associate Leadership Council, and we actually go over these numbers for the Market Center. And these reports and numbers are available to you also if you go into your reports on your mykw.kw.com. And the reason why that was really important to me as an agent and as a mega agent is I was paying money into the company and I like to see where it went to. And that's something that we are absolutely open to sharing. It's a belief and a value of Keller Williams. So if you got any questions or you would like to figure out the stories around your business and the things that can help you when you're talking to your clients and your customers and your database, then I'd be happy to sit down and go through your own multi-year trends and how that compares to what's going on in our local market and in the industry to help you pull those stories out. Emily, you want to talk about what's new at our Market Center?
We have two things going on. One is Kent Temple will be here tomorrow in the Market Center for leveraging your business. It'll be a great class. It is from 9 to 3 in the training room. If you are interested in attending, please send me a text or email me and I will get you registered. I think you're going to really enjoy it and take advantage of them being here. Our winter ball unfortunately had to be rescheduled due to all that's going on with COVID, and we just decided it would be a smarter move to do it in March. It'll be March 18th, which is a Friday night. I will be sending out a new RSVP coming out probably next week for you to register if you're interested in coming to that. It's still going to be a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Alamance Country Club, March 18th. Be on the lookout for more information.
And I will tell you, if you have not had the pleasure of seeing Kent Temple speak and present, he is absolutely amazing and he's so much fun. So whether you're thinking about building a team, whether you're just trying to build the foundation of your business, there's no doubt in my mind that you'll come away from this class with tools that you can put into place to help you build your business. So I definitely encourage it. It's been one of our first really great regional instructors in person in a while. So please join us. We'd love to have you, and it's going to be a lot of fun. In fact, he says that he doesn't do any class or teach anything that's not fun anymore. That's kind of a principle that and a part of his life by design. So join us because I guarantee you that you'll get at least one laugh in there.
Agreed. 100%.
And then just on the numbers topic, I wanted to rewind back and just share a couple of closeout 2021 numbers with you before we move on and talk about family reunion. So we had an absolutely fantastic December. Our company dollar was up 21.5% month over month, which goes in keeping with the change in our cap and our splits. For those of you that were not with us last year, we reduced our total cap to $15,000 and we increased our splits so that on average, each agent was taking home about $600 more on the check than what they had been receiving before. As a consequence of that, however, our company dollar went down a little bit. And I always like to say, you want to be in business with a profitable company, right? If you want to profit, you need to surround yourself with people that are profiting. So we took a little bit of a hit there, but like I said, we anticipated a recovery at the year mark, and that's exactly what we are seeing. There were a couple of other things. In 2020, our total agent count was down 1.1%. At the close of 2021, our total agent count was up almost 6%. At the close of 2020, our year-to-date net agent count was down 112.5%. At the close of 2021, our year-to-date net agent count was up a whopping 633.3%. And then owner profit took a leap for the highest month of the year at 33,773. This is important to you because if you participate in profit share, the profit share coincides directly with owner profit. We are a company that believes that our agents are stakeholders, so our owners give back 48.5% of their profits to the agents that participate in profit share. So that owner profit was after the 48.5% that had been given back to the agents that participate in profit share. And then finally, our market share, you may have seen the reports come out over the weekend. That's something that I'm going to get to you monthly now. At the end of 2020, Keller Williams had a 26.6% market share. We gained almost 1.5% market share in 2021 to close out the year at 28%. That is important to you, can be used in your listing presentations, your lead generation with your buyers and your sellers. There's power in numbers. And we basically are a leading force in our real estate market and gaining ground. Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. Now for a quick video.
Maybe.
So family reunion is something that we've all been waiting for to come back in person. It is one of my favorite events, along with Mega Camp, that I've been a part of in my Keller Williams history. So if you're heading to Orlando, we do have a group that's going. We'd love anybody to attend in person that is able. There's going to be a welcome party in Red Bash. You'll get to see Gary and other industry luminaries. I have heard that Jocko Willink is going to be one of the guest speakers or keynote speakers. If you are not aware of who he is, he's written several books, Extreme Ownership, and he's just a really inspiring leader, former Navy SEAL. And last but not least, there are, going to be some other great names as well. So we are going to practice COVID-19 protocol. Face coverings are going to be required for indoor events and group transportation. Valid vaccination record or negative COVID-19 tests are going to be required. What else you can expect? Color-coded lanyards to reflect your comfort level with in-person interactions that will aid in your personal health decisions. Hand sanitizing stations around the convention center, and then masks will always be available at the customer service stations. If you would like more details there, we will have those coming to you in the follow-up email with the video. Again, virtual tickets are still available. In-person tickets are still available. We have heard that they may be limited soon. So if you're considering going in person, recommend getting your ticket as soon as possible. If you need some help there, no worries, Jonathan, it's all good. And then you can finalize your family reunion registration in the links that are provided. I touched on it real fast. Virtual tickets are still available. It will be a similar platform that we used last year. So it is not like Zoom. For those of you that have not attended virtually, it is much more dynamic than the Zoom platform. And you will have access to those recordings for, I believe it was about 45 days afterwards. So if you can't go in person, that's totally fine. You can still be a part of family reunion. Going on to our KW prep slide. All right, so you may have heard a little mention of K-SCORE, or the Keller Williams School of Real Estate. One of the things that Kaplan is also offering now is what's called KW Prep. And it's a training series containing 17 self-paced modules created to help you unpack the tools, strategies, and mindset that will help develop your career right out the gate and foster growth in your business. So KW Prep is not licensing. Those are two different things, but it is available through Kaplan as well. It's free to participants and intended for aspiring, new, and seasoned agents who have or are in the process of getting their license. So you can contact Emily and I for more details on that and get signed up to get your career jump started. So in some ways it's similar to Ignite, not quite though. And again, it's self-paced, it's completely computer-based. So is there anybody on here that intends to grow their business in 2022?
Hopefully everybody.
Hopefully everybody. I can't see everybody. Somebody wave a hand or something at me. We know you're still there. Okay, yeah, we got some. Thank you so much for that. Yes, I see you, Dimitri. So that's what I figured, and we want to support you in doing that this year, which is why we wanted to spend some time focused today on our mindset and following the right models to stay on target. So there really are no ceilings when you're following models and doing the right activities. Today, we wanted to help you stay focused on that. And we're going to look at a video from Jay Papasan. That's a part of his new KWU's No Ceilings that's a tongue twister, self-study program. All right, hit it.
Welcome to the Habits of Lead Generation. I'm Jay Papasan, and I'll be your instructor. This course has 3 lessons. This is the first of which. Over those 3 lessons, we'll first identify the core lead generation tactics you're going to use. We'll build a plan around them in lesson 2. And in lesson 3, we'll focus on time blocking so that we can build great habits around those tactics. So before we dive into lesson 1, let's talk about why this is so incredibly important. Juliet Kulda, a top agent from Greater San Francisco, shared a great story with us. In the fall before COVID hit, she was working in her business and she got a note from one of our key people. It was actually a resignation letter. This employee was resigning because Juliet had not been committed to her lead gen goals. She hadn't been committed to building the habit of lead gen every day. And because Juliet wasn't holding that standard herself, as the rainmaker, as the leader of the organization, her director of sales couldn't hold the other agents to that standard as well. And what Juliet immediately realized is that if this person left, it could set her organization back immensely. So she immediately got that employee on the phone and made a huge commitment. And this is what we love. She immediately committed to finding out how this person would stay. And they said, just make the commitment. And she said, great, put me on probation just like you would the other people. And I commit to you that if I haven't fixed this by the end of Q1 next year, I will send you off with the greatest farewell party ever. And it'll be a happy occasion for you and it'll be all on me. And they agreed to this. And so what Juliet committed to do, already a top agent with a huge business, was 2 hours of lead gen every day. And what she quickly realized is that she even needed extra accountability. She wanted someone there to take notes as she did it. So she had actually her director of sales sit in and they would take notes about follow-up and what to do. Should they call this person or not? And it became not just a ritual and a habit, but she discovered it could actually be great fun. And the amazing thing is that They did all of this right when COVID was about to happen. And she shared in that month, when she really committed to the habit, her team, they made over 5,500 calls that within 30 days would turn into almost $200,000 in GCI. And who knows that 5,500 calls, how many more business deals that would come from that down the road. That immediate commitment not only saved her team, it built an immediate solution to a crisis, right? They went right into lead gen, leaned into the COVID pandemic, and had production right off the bat. It could have saved her business. It certainly helped her catapult forward. That's a great example of how even the best of the best can all use some help improving their habits and maybe even making a deeper commitment to how they can build the foundation of their business. So with Juliet's story in mind, let's all make a bigger commitment. Can we do better? Almost everyone can. Can we be firmer in our habits, more committed to showing up and doing our most important work for our real estate business, lead gen? Well, with that in mind, let's just dive right into this lesson. We'll remind you, it's leads, listing, and leverage. This is the 3 L's of every millionaire real estate agent business. Leads is the foundation. If you don't have them, it doesn't matter how great your marketing is for your listings or how amazing your staff is on your leverage side or your systems. Leads is the foundation of every great business. I've gotten the privilege of watching Gary make many, many consulting calls and coaching top agents. He always starts there. If someone doesn't have enough leads, it doesn't really matter what else might be an opportunity in their business. We're going to start with the foundation. Do we have enough quality leads so that we can then turn those into listings and buyers that build a foundation to attract our leverage, our systems, and our people and grow a great business? When it works properly, it's a virtuous cycle and it just grows and grows. Let's take a sneak peek now at the lead gen and database model that we're building for the Millionaire Real Estate Agent Second Edition. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to walk through it at a high level. In the second course around the database, we'll go deeper. But at a really high level, realize that there's really only about 4 steps. In the beginning, it's about lead generation and lead capture. You're going to be prospecting and marketing so that you can capture leads and sometimes contacts. A lead is someone who you believe is interested in possible real estate services, but you haven't yet established a two-way conversation. Maybe you have an address of someone who is a for sale by owner, right? It's a contact that you can now reach out to, an address, a phone number, a text of someone you think might be a good prospect. The moment you have a two-way conversation in your database, they become a contact. And as great real estate agents, we'll be asking permission, right, to follow up with them. If I find a great deal for you, can I have your permission to follow up, or can I share an email? Essentially, you're entering a permission-based relationship where they're more likely to open your emails and communications and take your calls, and you know that they know that you're in the real estate business. Finally, there will be some that'll jump straight into new or repeat business, right? But a lot of them will be in this stage through. You have to help them prepare to move forward into conversion. Think about this as a buyer who maybe has to work on their credit score before they can go out and buy. Maybe it's someone who has to save up for a down payment before they can do that. Maybe it's a listing, right, that wants to improve their home, to stage it properly, to make different improvements before they put it on the market. Maybe they want to wait until the spring when their kids are out of school before they decide that they want to go ahead and put it on the market. In either case, this third stage is where you would move them into a very specific plan to prepare them to take the next step towards buying or selling. And finally, you get the fruits of your labor, right? You'll get new and repeat business from your database because at the very beginning, that foundation, we did our lead generation to get that information and have the right to follow up with them through this process. The basis of everything, and this one, it's on the top, it is lead generation. That's what gets everything going. Let's go a little bit deeper into that model and talk about what lead capture actually means. Let's break this down into its 3 component parts. At the beginning, we're going to be prospecting and marketing. That's the outreach, right? Either through offers or through our direct activities. We're making an offer of value, which is the second essential piece. And what we're hoping to get in return is their contact information. So let's just break this down a little bit more. There's prospecting and marketing. In all of our books, we've tried to preach, it's prospecting based and marketing enhanced. But really, you need both activities to have a healthy business, which is why later in this lesson, when you're picking your activities, we'll coach you to have a little bit of both. but prospecting is fundamentally active lead generation. This means you're investing your time to try to make connections with people who might want to buy or sell their home. That can happen through many ways. You might be networking and going to events in person and trying to connect with them that way. You might be knocking on doors. You can also prospect on social media, by text message, by phone. There's lots of ways that we can try to directly connect with people, and we can invest our time to do it. Marketing is often used to enhance that activity, but it's where you invest your dollars. You might be buying an advertisement for social media. You might be putting a sign up in a prominent place. You're putting an offer out into the market using your dollars and then hoping that your prospective client is going to reply back to you. What you're offering in either of them is something of value. And I'm just going to give you some examples. And in the other parts of this series where we go into specific versions and tactics around lead generation, you'll get very specific offers around those tactics. But here's some examples of what we're talking about. You might be inviting first-time home buyers to come to a workshop. They want to find out more about the transaction and whether they qualify. You might be inviting sellers to get information on how best to stage their home. Maybe it's about home valuations. These are all offers of value that you would expect someone who wants to buy or sell might say, yes, that's me. Tell me more. And that's when they'll give you their contact information. And implicit in that is a permission to follow up and give them that information. That's such a huge part of moving someone, if you remember the database model, from just being a lead, right, which is someone that you think might be interested. You've now made a connection, and now you've got permission to have this ongoing conversation about real estate. That's where the magic happens in lead capture, and that's where you allow yourself the ability to follow up and work your way through the system to get that new and repeat business. So one of our goals here today is for you to identify the different prospecting and marketing activities that you're going to base your business around. So what you see here, and we have in our handout, is all the many ways that prospecting and marketing show up. And sometimes, as you can see, they show up as a combination of both. So direct prospecting, direct marketing, and in the middle, you have a little bit of both. Think about farming as a great example. When people work their farm, traditionally it used to be just postcards and mailers. But now we know the modern farmer is also going to host events. They'll be staging open houses in their farm. They'll be doing a mix of prospecting activities along with their marketing activities. Maybe they'll be knocking on doors. Maybe they'll be circle prospecting. That is an example of a lead gen strategy that involves both marketing and prospecting. Our goal here is going to be for you to look at these and ask the question, what am I already doing and doing well? And what could I be doing that would enhance each other? But this will be the working list that we'll work from throughout. But before you get overwhelmed by all of those different sources, because I can tell you, the creativity of real estate agents never ceases to amaze me. When everyone says there's not a way, they will find a way to reach new customers. So this list is ever changing and it's ever developing. But we're going to tell you to focus your efforts. We call this the rule of 4. In our research for the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, the second edition, we surveyed our top agents across the US, Canada, and the world. And what we identified is that over 80% of their business came from just their top 4 sources of leads. The truth is they did do other things. But the reality was there was a handful, actually less than a handful, 4, that was the fundamental foundation of their business. As you can see, a huge percentage of their business comes from their number 1. That's the area that they absolutely focused on, they built mastery around, and they know that they can get either new, referral, or repeat business from. And then they have secondary and third, and then so on. The reality is if you look to the right of the graph, they're always going to be experimenting with new things, but their foundation is really around 4. The reality is top agents are always experimenting, which is why there are so many other methods that trail off to the right. But they focus on just a few, those top 4 that give them their 80%. We talk about time blocking our 20%, right? Those things that give us the 80% of our results. And it's quite literal in this example of real estate. Their top 20% of lead gen strategies gave them over 80% of their business. In the coming exercise, we're going to help you identify your top 4 moving forward so that you can build great habits around them and have the 80% of your business or more come from them. All right, for this final step, you'll need 2 pieces. You'll need your top 4 worksheet, which is in the resources attached to this course. And I would advise you to grab the lead generation activities that might be a good memory jogger for you. And we're going to walk through this activity in 3 steps. As I get to each step, just pause the video, complete the action step, and then move to the next. So part 1, if you've got your top 4 out, is going to be listing all the lead generation activities that you currently do. So we're going to hit pause. I want you to list as many as you can think of. Think about Facebook activities. Maybe you're farming. Maybe you're doing open houses. The pure goal here is just to list all the things that you're aware of that you're currently doing in your real estate business to build your business. Hit pause and knock out step 1.
Would you like me to pause and play the video, Ariel?
Yeah, we'll give maybe 30 seconds or so.
All right, yeah, just let me know.
All right.
Okay, welcome back. Let's go to step 2. Now we're going to prioritize. Now you're going to have to reflect back a little bit. Hopefully you kind of know, especially for the top ones. We're going to prioritize the items you list in step 1 by the number of deals that you're currently getting from them or realistically expect if you're mid-year or in midstream. So when we hit pause, look at your first column and then start moving them in order of priority onto the second column, which is your prioritize. The number 1 will be the one that you believe you get the most number of leads from. So go ahead and hit pause and take your random list of the things you remembered that you do for lead gen, and let's put them in order of priority.
Awesome. So take about 30 seconds. I can speak to this briefly. I get the pleasure of being able to interview some of the top agents in our market center. And something that I find frequently is that we look outside for leads, right? What's the next best lead generation source? What can I pay for? What can I buy? And we're inundated with all of these, sign up for this and sign up for that and pay this for this many leads. And inevitably, most of the time, the top lead generation source is from your sphere of influence. You are the lead generation source, right? All right, so prioritize those. And Jonathan, we can move on.
Okay, we're on to our last step of identifying your top 4. You've taken the list of the lead generation activities that you currently do. You've listed them in order of the number of business deals that you likely get from them. Now we're going to identify your top 4. This step should be about just shaving off the top. I'd like you to take one additional step. If you were just to take your top 4, your most productive sources of leads, I will ask you to ask this one additional question. Is there at least one prospecting activity there? And is there at least one marketing activity? Maybe a couple of them are blended, and that's great. What we want to do is if you're building foundational habits to build your business around, you want at least one marketing and at least one prospecting activity to be a part of this. Because over time, especially in shifted markets, you're going to need that prospecting to go get new business. And as you grow your business, you'll want some marketing so that you can augment it by not always investing your time, but investing some of your dollars. So hit pause and go ahead and identify your top 4.
So the top 4 activities, do you have prospecting as well as marketing piece to each of those? Prospecting and lead generation are simply conversations with people. Maybe you're seeing an area of opportunity here. All right.
All right, congratulations. You've got your top 4. This is the foundational piece that'll move you into lesson 2 so that we can begin planning and eventually time blocking and building habits around your top 4.
So Jay is going to be sharing more on the importance of following the right models on January 20th in his special Going Vertical course from KWU. You can watch it on KW Connect, or if you are in the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group, that group is a wealth of information. So again, it's Pivot Shift Ahead on Facebook, or you can watch the 20th, 1 o'clock Eastern time on KW Connect. Command is absolutely your partner in implementing your focused lead generation plan or conversations with people plan. And I wanted to make sure that you know about a free opportunity to get 2022 goals inside of Command and make them easy for you to implement. So KWU's enablement team offers a free 2-step session on how to implement your 2022 business plan in Command. And you get to choose between beginner, which means you're not really using Command at all, or advanced, you have at least some experience in Command. And you can find that in the KW Marketplace on KW Connect. We'll also have those links out to you in the follow-up email with the team meeting video. So again, that's a free resource to get you going in Command as far as your 2022 business plan. So have you ever wanted to get real-time updates from the writing and research team that partners with Gary and Jay for their best-selling books? In January 2022, you can dive deep into the models and research behind the books by getting a newsletter from Keller Inc. twice a month to your inbox. And we'll have a sign up there as well. So we keep hearing about a second MREA book that's coming out. It's obviously not there yet. I know that Gary has put a lot of time and effort into making sure that you've got the best information and best research available. So this is a great way to be on top and in the know of what's going on there. So you can discover your role as a real estate professional to increase diversity in our industry by attending the Color of Real Estate on January 6th from 1 to 2:30. This training is led by the head of inclusion and belonging, Julia Lachey Israel, and she'll help you identify and understand unconscious bias, learn how the history of government practices has contributed to today's housing disparities, and provide you with skills to ensure fair housing practices and expand your business reach. So one of the things about unconscious bias is that it's unconscious, and it's important that we stay on top of sometimes what may be our blind spots. So this is a great opportunity to do that. The Color of Real Estate with Julia Lachey Israel. You can register now. The follow-up email will have those links for you. A new offering by KW is the Builder Developer Realtor Education Training Course. It's an on-demand virtual training program, approximately 6 hours, and it can be played at your convenience. It's ideal for KW agents looking to expand new home sales participation and achieve a greater understanding of the new home industry as a whole. One thing I can speak from experience there is that it's all around expectations management when you're dealing with new home sales, new construction, both builders and developers and clients alike. So when you enroll in this course, the purchase includes access to a course library with review materials, agent assets and downloads, videos, practical applications, and more. And you can also register for this in KW Marketplace as well. So quiz of the day. Who wants to be an MREA? How many points are in a basic value proposition? Do I have any students of the MREA on the call today? Any guesses? How many points Jonathan, if you click, I think the question will pop in there. There you go. How many points are in a basic buyer or seller value proposition? I'll give you a hint. It's more than 9 and less than 11. That would be a 10-point value proposition. There we go. Yeah. Good job, guys. So this is all found in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. You can see my book is worn and falling apart. There's even some new construction mud in the back pages. I promise that's what it is. If you don't have an MREA book and you would like one, come talk to me or Emily. We'd love to get you hooked up there. And I truly believe that success in the company comes from being a student of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. We have got a January social content calendar available for your use. The link will be in your materials, and you can check out all the great ideas for staying top of mind with your current clients and gaining the attention of new ones. Jay was talking about in his discussion that you've got prospecting based, marketing enhanced. Your social content calendar is a perfect opportunity to do that, and it's free for you. So if you were to hire social media developers and content creators on your own, it would cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And this is one of the great resources that KW offers to you. So get into your KW Connect and play around with the marketing materials there. As always, we want to encourage you to follow the Consumer Protection Act. Here are the guidelines here. And as we wrap up today, are there any ahas, anything I am missing that you would like to share? Otherwise, I'm going to tell you to stay warm, sell something. Carrie, pop on in here. Carrie's got an aha or something that I have missed.
Can I, well, I don't have an aha, but I have something I wanted to say. Can everybody hear me, I guess?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I just wanted to put out a huge thank you to our staff at the Market Center. You know, sometimes, and I can attest to this, being a staff member can be a thankless job. And so I just want to say thank you to our staff members for always helping out when needed. And Emily, Ashley, Ariel, Teresa, I mean, you guys are all just, Kim is another great one, Jonathan, you guys are all A+ leaders. And I just want you guys to know that I appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Carrie, thank you for that. We've gotten some awesome shout outs on Facebook group as well. I know Tiffany has been an excellent resource for several of our agents. Yeah, we've got a pretty good crew going on. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. And we will look forward to seeing you in person at the next meeting if you choose to. Have a wonderful Tuesday.